So the first thing I'd like you to do is identify this letter. This is the letter ba. The letter ba sounds similar to the English B. Next, I'd like you to identify this haraka above the ba. A straight line written above a letter is called a fatha, and it sounds like the English A. So together, how would we read just this? Well, we would start by identifying the letter, which is the letter ba. It sounds like the English B. And then we'd look at the haraka, which is the fatha. It sounds like the English A. So reading just this letter with its haraka would be pronounced ba. Here we see another ba, but let's identify this haraka. Which haraka is this? This is a loop shape written above a letter, which is called the dhamma. And it sounds like the English U, U. So together, how would we read this letter with its haraka? For the letter ba, it would be a B sound. For the dhamma, it would be a U sound. So we would read this as boo. What about this haraka here? Which haraka is a line written beneath a letter? This is the kesra, which is pronounced sounding like E, which we use the English I to represent. Well, what about when we see two kesras written like this underneath the same letter? What is it called when there is a double haraka above or beneath a letter? This is called tanween. And what sound do we add at the end? For tanween, we add the N sound. So the first kesra would sound like the letter I, E, and then the second kesra would represent an N sound. So together, tanween kesra would sound like in. Well, what about when we see two lines written above a letter? This is tanween fatha. The first fatha representing an A sound like the English A, and then the second representing the N sound. So together it would sound like N. And then finally here, we see two of the same haraka written above a letter. Which haraka is this? This is the dhamma. One dhamma sounds like the letter U, U, but that second dhamma means it has tanween, so we're going to add that N sound at the end. So this would sound like un. So this was just a brief exercise to help us review, but also to show you that you are already learning how to read the Qur'an. You're already making progress. And if you continue going through these lessons, inshallah, it's only a matter of time before you can read this entire page, before you can read this entire book in Arabic.